Hey, welcome back to Vice Grip Garage. The Plymouth Duster is back. I've made up my mind. I'm gonna turn this thing into an awesome muscle car. It's gonna have that 70s street machine look, but it's actually gonna have a lot of pretty good parts in this thing, and it's gonna run out really strong. I've also made up my mind. I'm gonna give it away to one of you. Yep, that's right. One of you watching right now could potentially win this Duster. We got a long ways to go with it. It's gonna be awesome when it's done. You're just gonna have to trust me. And all you have to do to get entered to win is just go to vicegripgarage.com, pick yourself up anything there, and there is a lot. If you haven't been there, even in a week, there's new stuff. We've got new shirts. There's 3 different colors that go into town flannels. There's hats and sun hats and sunglasses and keychains and lanyards and zip-up sweatshirts. They got an ugly sweater. There's a Christmas ornament. I mean, what do you want from me? There's a little bit of everything for everyone, and every $5 gets you entered for one chance to win this beautiful Duster back here. And I'm also very, very happy to announce, in partnership with O'Reilly Auto Parts, the Sparkulator. That's right, last year's April Fool's joke has been brought to reality. This is a novelty spark plug right here. It's very well made, it's heavy duty. Doesn't make lightning, but it's a really cool limited edition item. We'll most likely never make any more of these, and here's my favorite part. Every single dollar, 100%, not a penny less, of funds earned selling these sparkulators is going to be donated to Disabled American Veterans Charity Organization. There's a lot of people out there that need help just in time for the holidays. Speaking of help, I ain't got none. That's fine, but I better get started. We got a lot of work to do on this Duster. One of the coolest things about winning this car, whoever does, is you're automatically going to own one of the, well, it's a one-off rare engine. I don't know how else to explain it, but don't worry, I won't leave you high and dry. Going to put you in touch with Paragon Engines. He's kind of the mad scientist behind the scenes that took all these crazy ideas and forged them in iron and aluminum and steel and made that thing happen. I also need to tell you, for all the official rules, regulations, small print, yada yada, you'll also find that over on vicegripgarage.com. Now, previously, we stuffed in this LS318 mopar. Yeah, you didn't hear me wrong. It's a mopar, but it's also Chevrolet. Chevpar? Mo Chevy. I don't know how to put words together. It's a combination of the two. There's a transmission in there. We got so much work to do. I think today we're just going to start with music pipes. Can we get the headers in? That's going to be a fight. We're basically going to have to pretty much pull the engine again, try to get the headers back in, get the engine sat back down and bolted in. We've got to start with cooling. We've got driveline. We've got electrical, you name it. We're just going to see how far we can thrash this thing together here. I don't know. I don't wear wristwatches. In the next 8 to 10 hours, we got to get this thing fired up soon. I also want to do something with the paint. We probably aren't going to paint it, but we got to change the look, spiff it up a little bit. We're definitely going to change the wheels, interior, something. I don't know what yet, but we're going to do something there as well. Basically, I want to touch this thing bumper to bumper, so whoever gets it can just jump in, twist the key, do some crazy burnouts, have some relibata. If they want to go to the beach or run down to the tavern or grocery store or what else, but also have a really unique car. I think we're going to be able to pull it off. So let's go ahead and get the cherry picker over here, get it hooked up. We're going to have to take out the motor mount bolts I just put in, lift this thing up, and then we're going to open up the headers, which you're going to be surprised because they're actually very, very, very nice for a change. That's pretty cool. Guess the guy better throw her in reverse for a minute in case you're not a mopar or no car guy. Well, one of the intricacies of the mopar vehicle is they are absolutely impossible to put headers in unless you remove the engine. So that's pretty neat. This side you can squeak in there potentially. You got to remove the Earl filter, cut a bunch of stuff, slam, hit things with hammers, and you might be able to slide it in. This side, absolutely impossible. You've got this International Harvester over here. Some would call it a steering box or a gearbox, but clearly based on the size, it's some sort of piece of machinery on its own with a title. And then you got the starter, that's why, you know. So we're gonna have to take out these motor mount bolts, get the chain on this, snip it up a little bit, and then there really isn't a process. You just slam and bend and push and pry, lift, say words you haven't said in 2 decades, call your best friend, write a couple greeting cards, sit down. I mean, we're talking, you need a rack of wheat pops to get through this basically, but we're going to try to do it as quickly as possible. However, I don't want to bash these headers up. I'll show you why here in a minute. And we have more room than I thought. See, it's too bad this style motor mount isn't on the other side. This is just like a C, so it just slides right in. So you can actually tilt this side. They should have done the reverse, or maybe I put those in wrong. I don't know. I can't remember at this juncture. But this is the side with a headache, and I think it's a through bolt. So that's really cool. Also waiting on the parts truck. I accidentally crushed the rotor inside the Lightning Whirler. So I ordered one of them up, overnighted that puppy. That should be coming pretty soon, hopefully. I don't know, if we're super lucky, we're gonna be firing this thing here in the next few days. It'd be nice to hear this thing run again. There's no way to explain the sound of this engine. You just have to hear it. It is one of the most unique things there is on the planet. Kind of like these valve covers. This place is a mess, y'all. We got part boxes and stuff for projects everywhere in here. It's hard to walk. Excuse it. Thank you. Well, the guy's got both engine mounts loose, the bolts that go through, the bracket try. This side, like I say, it's a slip through, and that's completely loose, and so is the other side. I was trying just to lift the other side up so I can knock that bolt through, but something is wrong, and here's how I can tell. Well, that doesn't seem right. Not supposed to be able to lift the entire car off the ground. So, gonna have to get in here and figure out what in the devil is going on right now. We're bound up. Well, 37 months later, guys got the bolt out thanks to a 2-pound Tanya Hardin over here. We tickled on her a little bit and knocked her through. However, I'm lifting the front of the car off the ground again with the cherry picker, and we're not getting as much tiltage as a guy would want. I'm not sure what's going on here, to be honest. So I think we're going to have to block this up or wedge something in there, lift this up in the lift, get the starter out, and then start trying to fit the captain's side header in, because I know this is going to be the worst one putting in. So I want to start on this side. Yep, yep, yep. Sure, okay, yep, yep. All right. Don't gotta yell at me. Let's quiet you down a little bit. So you guys know me, when it comes to headers, well, we're gonna find something on the face space or maybe out in the junk pile. But since we're giving this car away, I wanted something with quality that also looks good. And when asking some Mopar folks like Freiberger and Dulcich, they both said you have to go with TTI headers. These things were not cheap, I'll tell you that much, but they're supposed to fit really, really well and look amazing as well. Wow, it's got some crazy bends in it. Let me get this one open, Pretty sure that's the captain side. That's the one we're starting with. These are ceramic coated, polished, you name it. These are gonna look nice. Well, as you can see, this is gonna be a battle. I might have to drop this shield, probably turn the wheels all the way to the right so this comes in farther. This goes over. Got to take the starter out and start this process of trying to fit that up in there. Phew. Well, a guy did go on ahead, get a little more room in here, but I think I'm gonna bring it back down into my teeth, get the sparkulators out and the lightning hoses, and this has also settled back down. My pry rod holder upper isn't really pry rod holder uppering. I got to figure out how to hold that up a little bit more, and then we'll actually, I should undo this. That's probably also not helping with the rockage of the situation. And then we'll try to get some more tilt, lift the car up again, try to re-stab it. Well, what in the devil? It's 2 for 1. Okay, that was easy. Well, that was easy. Just had to, you know, completely disassemble the entire front end. But I got it up in there. Had to get the tie rod down. This swung out of the way. This is also a slip tube. That's kind of cool. So once I get this kind of started up in there, we'll come down to the bottom, slip this around, see how that fits up in there. And then I ordered another tie rod end so we can get that fixed up. This is gonna be the hard side for sure. So I'm gonna get it back down on the ground, get the front bolts and the gasket started, come back under again, swing this up into place, see how we can finish this off. We got it. What a wild design. And I called TTI Tech Support, make sure that the starter I've got, which is out of a Dodge Dakota, will fit. It's 6 1/8 inches length. I said that should plop right up in there, but pretty wild design. I'm gonna go back up, run some bolts to the number 7, and then I gotta struggle again getting the motor mount bolt in. This side, because we might have to rock this side. Sweet. This side wasn't so bad. Just plopped the old wicks out of there, cranked the, go left, go right selector all the way to this side, and she slid in. That tie rod should be showing up here in a few minutes. We can get that down. I also got to get the starter back in, but I forgot I was going to drop the wiring. Anyway, you know the deal. Gaskets, bolts, hardware. Yep. Well, the mini starter's in, the digital wires is hooked up. I'm gonna run some sort of heat shielding on this. I just haven't decided what yet. I've racked this thing both ways. It seems to be clearing. However, I gotta get this side hooked up. I just had the right side because that's gonna be pretty tight. But anywho's, this end did show up. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one in. Super easy, just loosen the clamp here. Spin this thing out. We're gonna spin the other one in. I'm just gonna eyeball how many threads in we need to go. We'll definitely put this on an alignment. I said that. We're gonna align it. Okay? Probably a first. We could just run a string on this, but I'm not opposed to actually getting it aligned correctly. Since one of y'all is gonna get this thing. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, we can do that. Run this one in. Got the grease circuit. I'm gonna jam it a little now while it's easy to reach. And then we'll top her off in a minute. There's a thirsty little devil. There we go. I'll just take this grease, put it up here. around there. Yep, yep. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. That one's snipped down. It's got to snag this one. Okay. That might do right there. By golly. Gotta put a cotter pin in it and call her good. Boop. Boom. Boom. Double boom. Yeah, yeah. Wow, is that gonna fit in there again? I do apologize about all the noise. You probably hear the heavy equipment and saws and everything running outside. Well, we've got a lot of construction going on again. If you want to see what's going on and catch up on that, you can do that at Vice Grip Lodge. That's our second channel. All the property stuff and random things. A little bend. Yeah. Be dipped. Okay, I should wrap this quick because I'm going to forget about that. And we can call the headers in, I think. Well, what do you guys think about this? This is DEI heat shroud. 12,000! 500 degrees direct heat. This should be pretty good. It's not going to be directly touching it. We've got good luck using this on other things and stuff. Got a chunk about yay big. And we just put the Velcro away from the heat, and I think it'll be just fine. It will. Yeah. Get over here, you little rascal. Trying to help you out. Okay. Yep. Squishing the Velcro together. There we go. Roll the Velcro away from the header tube. There we go. Excellente. Chef's kiss. You know, while I'm under here, I think we should go ahead and put the drive shaft in. This thing's been rolling around on this lift and all sorts of stuff. And I had one made just for this unit, and I've been too scared to see if it fits. So let's go ahead and do that. I think this is the one. I got a whole wall of them over there. Yeah, it looks like it. I can't remember. I think they shortened this. Feels like forever ago. They even completely rebuilt it, and by that I mean gave her the old spray bomb rebuild. Better let that rattle can rebuilds. That's the B side of the album. Okay. That seems really wrong. That's not. Oh, there we go. Okay. Whoop. She's in park. Let's see. Do I dare roll this, or do I just not be lazy and try to shift it? Come on. There's the pin. Lever is out. There we go. Row. Oh, no bueno. That's too long. Gonna have to hack this off. I can't believe, oh, it's not even, there's not even teeth right here anyway. And I can see where it's hitting. So, can a guy that ain't gonna work. Needs to be shorter. So, you could tell that this is too long, you know, because of the way that it is. So I'm gonna have to have this shortened again. It's an hour drive. I'll put this off to the side for now, but I'm gonna take a couple photographs, measure this again. I'd like to get this in sooner than later. Kind of stopped as the car was on the way down. Looking at the tires here, this is a 15 by 7, and it's got a 275 60-15 back here, and then we've got a 14 by 6 with a 235 60-14, and that's what gives it that kind of bigs and littles look. I don't mind that at all. It's very 70s, but I'm going to change up the wheels. I don't know if I should keep the fronts 14s or go to 15s as well. You guys can bloop it down in the comments what you think, but I've got something. I've made my mind up on the wheel choice. You're gonna have to trust on me, and I am getting tires because these are really cracked. And I just, you know, I drive on these, but I don't want other people driving on these. They're just super weather checked. They got a lot of tread left, but they're just seeing their day. Well, guys, finally got the headers in, and they look fantastic. I'm sure they're going to sound great too. Fortunately, we had a little slip up with the drive shaft there, but I'll get that corrected. Just going to have to find the time to run that down. Get her just ha-cha! You know what I mean? But we need to keep bolting things onto this car. It's going to come quick. I think I'm going to go ahead and stuff a radiator in this. We can start figuring out hoses, transmission cooling lines, all of that stuff, because we still have our modulator, throttlage, TV cable stuff we got to figure out. Make sure the shifter's shifting. I think we're going to keep it on the column, to be honest. I think it's pretty cool when you're cruising along, you can grab that and just, oh, bam! Snag first. You know what I'm talking about, just threw my arm out. And then we've also got the cooling lines and all that stuff like I just said. So let's go ahead and unbox the rad we're going to put in this thing. We're going to want some extra cooling capacitize and abilitize for this here LS318. Well, as most of you probably guessed, we're going to be running with the cold case unit here. These go on 90% of my projects. Actually, I was reminded recently, if you're in the market for a radiator here, go to coldcaseradiators.com. If you use the code VICEGRIP, all lowercase together as one word, you get free shipping on these units, which is a huge savings for you guys. We're going to be running digital fans on this and everything like that, but I'm just going to be test fitting this, being we're going from a slant 6 car to a V8. This rad support's a little bit different. And yeah, I think we're going to have to drill some holes and stuff like that. And then I got to measure for clearance from the core here to my water pump pulley. Make sure this is going to fit. Could get pretty tight, actually. First, let's do some measuring. Well, this is basically what we've got here, and you can see this is the space I'm concerned with. I've got a 1/2-inch aluminum wrench underneath the rad, because I want a little bit of float space, you know. And then Marty and Robinson are going to hang on to this for me. We're going to close the hood. Something's in the way. Yeah. Maybe that wrench. Well, that sounds good. We're definitely hittering something. I don't know. Let me get some paint. Quick. I used a solid paint marker here. Drewed that up. We're gonna see if anything transfers. It's hitting back there too. This hood just altogether isn't in a very good position. I don't see anything. I'll be dipped. Okay, I just gotta figure out why this hood's just, gotta play with it a minute. Get some more tiltage on it. And we need some adjustage here too, as well. So we've got about 2 5/8 of room between the water pump pulley and the face of the rad. And this way here, it's about 2 1/2. And this is where that pulley's gonna sit. It's gonna be very close. Motors on this side, well, would be okay. The accessorized don't come forward that much, so I think we're gonna be just fine. So now I can pull the rad back out, peel this protective coating off, get this screwed on, get the fans installed, get it all as one unit, and then we could drop it back in. Or maybe I should just drill the provisions for the rad now while it's not all heavy with this stuff. Yeah, okay. Well, the guy's got a small piece of foam under the old radiator, and then I use some self-tappers to not only hold it, but make a pilot for my holes, or a mark. Now I can pull this out and get a drill bit, get these to the correct size, and these, and run some real hardware through it, and then also get all the fans and everything set up on this. Yep. Yeah. Sure. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Test fitting. Test fitting. Fitting the test. Sure. Okay. Well, let's cross our big toes and hope that this whole unit slides right in. That's what it's looking like. Okay. Whew. Gonna be tight. Gonna be tight. Is that it? Is it it? We're using some button head Allen bolts, washers, and some, I don't know what these nuts are called. Hex crimp nuts or something? Anti-vibrations. Be a good application for them here. See? By golly, I think we're good. Bing! Well, that's in. Not only does it look great, it's gonna work great. And we've got just enough room. Actually, plenty of room, if I'm being honest. I forgot I gotta order a charging whirler. That went on another project. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, the big items are in. Now it's gonna come down to hoses, which I've ordered. Get this in, get the belts on. Power steering line, we still got a bunch of electrical to do. We're going to be swapping this over to a Petronix instead of that digital mess over there. Got to get the fuel line hooked up. Just a lot of little things. Seeing if this power steering line I got is going to work. And that screws in down there. But this doesn't, that's not right on this end. I either need another fitting there, and I'm gonna have to bend this up, which I don't really like, or I just need to get a whole different hose, which I think is probably gonna be the best way to go. This fitting is right. And I don't think I took I don't remember taking anything off of that gearbox. I don't think anything's missing over there. So, pin that up on the list of head scratchers. This little rotor got squished doing the engine install here, and I ain't confident I got her straightened out, to be honest. Yeah, she's pretty tweaked. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw in another one just to be safe, because I'll forget that that happened, and then we're gonna be chasing down ghosts. Trying to get this thing fired up here, hopefully soon. That's what it's supposed to look like. Whoops, okay. Throw this back on. Get the firing order tied down. Get the lightning whirler cap back on. And then other than dissecting the ignition box stuff over here, figuring all that out, our ignition will be pretty well complete. See if this is even going to fit or be happy in here. Well, can anybody believe this? There, maybe. It seems to be. Boy, that is really tight. I think I need a standard screwdriver to get back there. Well, thankfully, this engine ain't gonna be rocking in here with these motor mounts that we've installed down here. And thankfully, because there ain't a lick of room up here. Look at this. Phew, boy. I need to start planning on the interiors, and I need your guys' help. Here's what I'm thinking. Look, I'm probably wrong. I kind of want to see what it looks like with black carpet, black door cards. We got to get a dash pad in here. That's got to be black probably, right? Or do we stay this medium gold look and just, you know, do a nice OG medium gold interior? That piece is black back there. I didn't even notice that. Oh, so is this one, but it's broken. Well, that's too bad. I don't know. You guys let me know what you're thinking on the interior. We got to do something though. Well, guys, pretty well out of parts for now. I got to get on the line and start picking up some parts and stuff. Would love to see your guys' ideas and suggestions and whatever else. Definitely going to get the tires and wheels ordered. Going to throw that drive shaft in the pickup. Quick run down to Alabama. Drop it off at the shop that usually does my stuff. Get that shortened up. And don't worry, you're going to see this thing again. We've got to thrash this together by the end of the month. And as a reminder, you could win this Plymouth Duster. All you got to do is go to vicescriptgarage.com, pick up anything you want there, and every $5 gives you one entry for a chance to win this rig. It's going to be awesome. Thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate you very much. And hey, we'll see you very, very soon. Where does this one go?